Right, so we got to go back into CloudWatch. We got a nice link for it. No, we don't. Right, so we should have under services. See it. Oh yeah, logs. Right, logs. Logs. We want log groups. So we want the text log group. And then we're going to search all log streams.
Nightbot says, you can change your TTS voice here. Web link.
Right, so the log group usually has many log streams. A log stream is a sequence of events that have been logged and share the same source. So in the lab, we're going to have an AWS Lambda function generating log events for us to practice filtering. The events are placed into specific log groups with one log stream each. A real-world example would look at multiple logs and multiple log streams. This is a collection of EC2 instances that all log into the same log group. If we take a look at the log event interface, we're going to filter events based on what? Something like that. So we've got timestamp, message, and log stream name columns. The message field is the content of the log event. Right, so we're going to filter by IP. So we want to let's just search for an IP address. There we go. We can partially match the IP. So if we just do 2.2. Don't have any events yet, so let's give it a little sec. There we go, we've got 4 in there now, so 2.2, none yet. Alright, well, let's skip that one, we'll come back to it. We can exclude log events. So if we've got 1.1.1.1, if we surround that with quotes and then put a minus in front, that will exclude 1.1. So we'll get all the events that don't have 1.1. So yes, we've got 333, 444. So now we can look at 1.1.1.1, so we'll search for that. So you see we've got some method text, so we've got get, patch, post, patch. So if we just do get, we'll filter out all the ones that are using get. So we use we separate the terms using a space. If we want to see an example of multiple matching, we can do get. And then we'll get all the get and put events. So question mark means an or condition, so we can use that on anything we want to match conditionally on both things. Copy this, so we can also search for specific entries. So if we want to change the fields that we look for, so IP, user, username, timestamp, search for that. This style of filtering will only work on space-delimited log messages. Each string inside the square bracket names will match a field in the log message. And if we don't know what the names are, we can use an ellipsis, which is the triple dot. I didn't like that. So let's do that one. And then we'll get all the ones that match that. Let's try that one. We'll get all the status codes of 204. And then any with a size greater than 500. Right, let's filter on our JSON log events. We need to go back into log group, go into JSON.
Islamic Assistance Project says, "What are you doing there?"
These are some AWS labs that I've got. I can't share the content because it's paid, but I can show you what I'm doing. So yeah, in this case we've got a JSON log stream. So this is a list of events coming in with JSON data, and then we've got to basically go through the events and filter them out. So I'll copy this. So if we look for an operation type equals create, you can see it already updated it, but basically it's going to look at all those, every single event that came in, and it's just going to return the ones that match operation type create. Right, if we want anything that isn't create, for instance, you just put a just not equals, then we've got to modify. That's what we're going to do. So we've got, if we want a partial match, so let's say we take the not operator off, let's do C, well that works, C apostrophe, so apostrophe isn't like a wildcard, it will match anything with a C, or it'll C and then something else after it. This, so we've got a field.long description equals got a closing bracket there. So you'll see here that matches that.
I am struggling with A+. I don't know if I can make it up to cybersecurity, lol.
Why are you struggling? What are you stuck on with the A+? Right, so this one is looking at array elements. So if we've got a list of like an array there, we want this is a nested array. So if the first part of the array and the first part within that array is an A, so like if that is an A, then it will match. It doesn't match anything. And then finally, so if we've got a field has something is true, so Boolean. So we can see here fields, like there it has something true. So that's how we do the Boolean conditions, just caps is true. It should have is false as well, like false. There you go, so there's the inverse. I guess you could do it as not true or not false. Right.
Actually nothing, honestly. I think it's just my brain.
Well, practice makes perfect. The more you do it, the more it would, or it should stay in. I had to repeat stuff over and over just to get it to stick. Yeah, once you've done it 100 times, you'll never forget. Right, so let's ignore all this crap. Let's do create a metric filter. Name has to be lab for this. The namespace is also lab. Metric name, we're going to use context ID. the value in the log is that. So that's like a pattern that will match the ID that we want. Default value will be 0. We don't need anything else, so we can create. Let's get rid of that.
Overt like invert security says, I'm in cyber and don't have my A+. In fact, I have no certs, and if I can do it, you can too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you definitely don't need A+ for cyber. A+ is just like building PCs, isn't it? And knowing what hardware is. I think a better one would be your Network Plus, because definitely networking is related. Yeah, maybe do that after your A+. I did Network Plus like 20 years ago. It's probably still the most beneficial cert I've ever done.
CL0OOD1001 says, Islamicus listen to lo-fi will help you studying.
Right, yeah, I'll just skip my thing now. So, right, yeah, so we made the metric. Let's go to all metrics. We'll see the lab I just made. Metrics with no dimension. So we can tick the box. Right, change the duration. So we want to custom 15 minutes. We're going to change the period of the graph so that it is now in 1 minute. Should be there, period 1 minute. Line, no, 15 minute. Oh, that's right, that's the period. Oh yeah, graph metric, period 1 minute. There we go. Alright, so we can see some data. Alright, we don't see any data, wait a few minutes, that's fine, we can see data, so... Right, so we learned how to use filter patterns, we learned how to use structured log data in a different way. We created a custom metric filter, and then we can review that, so that's fine. So that's done. So we can do the little check. There we go, so we've made that. That's just... Oh, that's it. So that ends the lab.